Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, yes, Mr. Fork Upscaler. It's been a long time since I've done a video or a live stream, and that's mainly because I have been super busy. A lot of things have happened in the past few weeks for me, so it's been kind of like a roller coaster ride. It's something that I will talk about maybe on a podcast, right? Or maybe on a live stream, you know, depending on what you guys want to know. So, I figured maybe it's time that I upload a video today, and I figured it's time for me to talk about why I choose Microsoft Flight Simulator over the X-plane 12 and all the other aviation simulators that are out there on the PC. We have a DCS. We have X-plane 12 by Laminar Research, and of course we got Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about why I chose Microsoft Flight Simulator over X-plane 12 and all the other simulators. And one of the key reasons is the fact that the ability to choose where you want to fly on the planet, to create your flight plan any which way you want to create your flight plan, the variety of choices and abilities for you to do on the Microsoft Flight Simulator are endless. So there's endless of fun to have. You can lose yourself for weeks and months just flying a flight simulator. Not to mention the multiplayer where you can meet other people in different, countries, different states, and etc. across the board from the console and the PC. Variety of people for you to meet and make friends with and fly together, informations. And then, of course, it's the photogrammetry and the graphics and the real-time weather and the ATC real-time that's included in there as well, which is the air traffic control. All of these elements combined together make this the ultimate flight simulator experience. Now, don't get me wrong. There's absolutely nothing wrong with X-plane 10, 11, or 12. It's a good simulator. They have pretty good flight models, but there's a whole lot of features missing on the X-plane 12, and you have to pay additional money to have those features. While here on the Microsoft Flight Simulator from Asobo, those features are already included and you don't have to worry about it. So there's that caveat, and to me, I believe that's what makes a flight simulator a better experience in so many aspects. It just makes it a better experience, and this is the main reason why a lot of people play flight simulator, for that reason. Not to mention so many airplanes that are available on the Microsoft Flight Simulator versus the Laminar Research. They have some planes, but they don't really have that many, and for $60 they're really asking too much, and they're not giving you that much. And I understand it's a small company, Laminar Research. It's a small company. It's not a big company, corporation like Microsoft and the Asobo. But then you got to ask yourself, why should I bother flying the X-plane 12, and the X-plane 12, it's only available on the PC, when I have this option here. And this option, it's more feasible, it's more reliable, more people have access to it because you don't need a PC to play Microsoft Flight Simulator. All you need is a $300 console, Xbox Series S, or maybe you can get it for $250 or maybe even $200. Let's say you find Xbox Series S for $200. There you go, right there. Just for $200, you can go ahead and play Flight Simulator. And you're good to go. You don't need to buy a PC, build a PC, do any of that jazz. But let's say you don't want to buy a console for $300 or $200 or $250, depending where you find it, right? Let's say you don't want to buy an Xbox Series S. You can still go to Game Pass. If you have a Game Pass membership, you can still go to your Game Pass on your laptop and some semi-decent laptop that has a good internet connection, and you can go ahead to Game Pass on your laptop and you can play on the cloud Microsoft Flight Simulator from the cloud. And then you got Xbox Series X for those of you who want better graphics, etc., etc. So you have that option. And then there's a PC, obviously, for those of you who want the best option, which is the PC version, obviously. It comes with a VR, triple screen, quadruple screen. There's so many options you got on the PC. So what I'm trying to say is, with a Microsoft Flight Simulator, you have variety of options of accessibility. On the other simulators like the Laminar Research X-plane, you're only stuck with the PC and you need a pretty decent PC to run it. So right there, it's going to cost you money. And that's going to be a turnoff for quite a lot of people. Okay? When you look at the alternative, an alternative is the Microsoft Flight Simulator. And Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's giving you the easy accessibility for you to fly and join other people, And, you can't overlook that. Even if you're a fan of X-Plane 12, you got to say, well, I might not agree with Mr. 4K, but he definitely brings some interesting points here, right? On the X-Plane 12, you were limited to PC only. On the Microsoft, you're not limited to PC. You can play it on the Series S, Series X. You can go to Xbox Cloud and play it from a, 2-decade-old laptop, if you will. You just need to have a good internet connection. You have easy access, and you don't have to pay for it. It's included with the Game Pass. There's another reason. So what I'm trying to say, not only is Microsoft Flight Simulator the best flying aviation experience, but at the same time, it's a very accessible experience. And I want you to know that I have been using X-Plane 12 for almost 12 years, maybe longer, since 2010. I've used X-Plane 10, X-Plane 11, and X-Plane 12. And I have nothing against X-Plane. I think it's a nice alternative to have. But when you look at the Microsoft Flight Simulator, you got to say to yourself, why should I waste my time on the X-Plane 12 or the X-Plane 11, waste all that money when I just have a way better option here? And I don't think I'm alone in this. I think majority of people going to agree with me that Microsoft Flight Simulator gives you a far better option and far easier accessibility, okay? That's included with the Game Pass. Okay? And you don't need to build a PC, a super high-end PC to play it. They're not forcing you to do that. That's another benefit. While the X-plane, it's forcing you to be on the PC only. Okay? You're not going to find the X-plane on a console. You're not going to find it anywhere else on a cloud. It's only available on the PC, and you got to have a PC to do it. So you got to think about that. So these are the key positives that I look at the X-plane. At the Microsoft Flight Simulator. When I look at the Microsoft Flight Simulator, these are the key positives that I look at. And I have to be honest. I have to say, well, as much as I also like the X-plane, I have nothing against the X-plane. But I have to say to myself, well, why would I drive Chevy Nova when I have a brand new Lexus here? Right? Why would I drive 1970s Chevy Nova when I have a Lexus here with so many features, so many cool things I can do? It's a smoother ride, better. Maybe I'm not using the best analogy, but that's the way I feel. Like I have a choice. And when you have a choice, you're always going to lean towards what's better, right? That's how competition works. Competition is you can have the best. There will never be two best companies. One has to be the winner. One has to be the better than the other. And in this case, Microsoft is the better than the other. So also we have to look at the graphics. You know, the graphics are so much better on the Microsoft Flight Simulator than the X-plane. The performance with deep learning super sampling 2.0 and a 3.0 are far better on the Microsoft Flight Simulator. There's so many features available now on the Asobo Microsoft Flight Simulator that really makes you wonder, why even bother, dude? Even if you have a super high-end PC, why even bother with the X-plane? And I have been avid user of the X-plane for a long time, and I also been a very avid user of the Microsoft Flight Simulator now for 2.5 years. And I'm telling you that Microsoft Flight Simulator is by far the ultimate experience. And every aviator, every professional commercial pilot or a fighter pilot is going to tell you that they spend most of their time on the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Like the scenery here, it's exactly what you're going to see if you are in this area, right? Which I am in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is exactly what you're going to see. These are the clouds you're going to see. This is what you are going to see if you're flying over Charlotte, North Carolina. Or Charlotte, I'm sorry, Charlotte. Did I say Charlotte? Charlotte. Charlotte, North Carolina. And to me, that's another unique experience, you know, that you get to appreciate the scenery down below you as you are flying, as it is in real time. This is exactly what you're going to see if you go to Charlotte. This is not some, bogus made up 3D rendering. This is exactly what you're going to see. And that's another bonus. Let's talk about other cool features that the X-plane has. Making a flight plan is very easy to make. You don't need to download any additional softwares, unlike the X-plane, to start a flight plan. You don't have to go through any of that nonsense. The flight plan, it's included from the get-go. Also, connecting your accessories of flight controllers and yokes are much easier than versus the X-plane. On the X-plane, you have to calibrate and button map everything. You have to adjust everything from the default. Here on the Microsoft, it's plug and play from the get-go. By default, it's plug and play, and you're good to go. Like this controller, for example, right here, it's plug and play and ready to rock and roll. You don't have to go through any of that nonsense, right? Check the button map. You don't have to spend 20 minutes or half an hour trying to button map each single function on your controller. You don't have to go through any of that nonsense. Okay? On the Microsoft Flight Simulator, it is plug and play by default. So it's just more convenient than the X-plane. And this is my whole point. I like convenience. I like more options. I like having more variety. And the Microsoft gives you that. The Asobo Microsoft Flight Simulator gives you that. While the X-plane doesn't give you that. And they're charging you more money. So you have to think about that also. Now, some people are going to say, but one of the positives about the X-plane is that you're not required to be online to play the game. And that is true. You're not required to be online because there's no any data being collected for photogrammetry. Everything is rendered from the software that's already built in. Yeah, but guess what? The scenery is not going to look identical as it is right here on the flight simulator. So you're not going to get that scenery. You're not going to get that wow factor. There's not going to be any wow factor on the X-plane. I just want to give you that. You're not going to have any wow factors on the X-plane. You will have a good flight model experience, right? But you're not going to have the wow factor. So that's not going to be appealing to a lot of people. All right, so we have to look at it from that perspective as well. Nothing against the X-plane 12 flight model. It's a pretty good flight model, but that's all it is. Everything else is just mediocre, you know. So I don't want to butcher this video any longer than it needs to be. I think many of you probably have already figured this out, that Flight Simulator, it's obviously the best choice, and it is the best choice. And I know there's going to be some X-plane fanboys, and there's going to be some Microsoft Flight Simulator fanboys, and they're going to clash together on the comment section. But this is just my opinion. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm not telling you what to play on, what to fly on. Each to its own, guys. Each to its own. I'm just here giving you my honest opinion because, as you can see, I clearly have both versions. I have the Flight Simulator from Microsoft, Asobo, and I have the X-plane 10, 11, 12 from Laminar Research. I tried both of them. I played both of them, and I'm just trying to give you my honest opinion. And my honest opinion is that you're far better with the Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's not a perfect simulator. It does have some negatives here and there. Obviously, the servers issues and getting kicked out of the server, the internet connection, stuff like that, data collection of the photogrammetry. There's some caveats, but it's a small little minor thing that I don't think it's gonna really trouble you that much, versus the X-plane 12 where everything has to be paid for. You want to do a flight plan, you got to buy software to do that. You want to do an additional sceneries, you have to go to Orbx and you have to pay an extra money for that. you know, you gotta spend more money on top of what you already spent, $60. And it's only limited to a PC. You gotta have a PC. While the Microsoft Flight Simulator, even though they do have a paywall behind it, it's still better. You get right out of the gate, you get far more airplanes, far better experience than what you would get with the X-plane. So that's my final thoughts on this. I think Microsoft wins here across the board, hands down. There's no question about that. Microsoft Flight Simulator definitely wins this across the board. There's no, I don't know if there should even be a debate, to be honest with you. In my opinion, there shouldn't even be a debate. Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's a clear winner here. X-plane 12, it's a small company, I understand, and we gotta be fair. But for a small company like Laminar Research, I think they're doing pretty good for a small company. And it's cool that they're doing something different, but there's no competition, honestly. Microsoft is not like worrying about Laminar Research because they're really not in competition, and they don't look at the Laminar Research as a competition, honestly. And because this is the holy grail of flying, of flight simulators. This is the holy grail. It's been around for 40 years. So this is the holy grail, and it's backed up by Microsoft, billions of dollars, you know, many other aviation companies, Boeing and others, and Lockheed, and etc., and the Northrop Grumman, and list goes on and on and on and on and on. Not to mention that millions and hundreds of millions of people are using this simulator, so there's that too. All right, guys, well, there you have it. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Or let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. I'm sorry that the video is too long, but you know, I cannot make these videos any shorter, because there's so much I have to say. There's a lot I had to say about Microsoft Flight Simulator versus the X-plane 12, and that's why the video is so long. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. Most likely I'll do FIFA 23 and NHL on a PlayStation later on a live stream if I'm not busy, so I might see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Cheers.